Hey guys, welcome back to another flashlight review. Today we're going to be looking at the classic Convoy C8 Plus with a twist. Mine comes with the new 5050 emitter in here. It's the W5050SQ3, and I'll just get it to focus a little bit. There you go, you can see it there under the camera, and look at that, it's perfectly circular die. And I was really interested in getting one of these just to see how the beam profile would look and whether it actually can throw further than some of the other emitters out there. So if you're interested in this one, curious about how these round die emitters work and how they perform, make sure you hang around. So this is the second Convoy C8 Plus host that I own. I do have another one that comes in micro arc oxidation, different emitter with the NM1. But Convoy do these in all different colors: red, black, blue, purple, red. I think I've said red already, but yeah, there's a few different colors that you get. I had this one, purchased this one in tan. Just looks a little bit more interesting than getting, the usual black anodizing that you see out there. And you basically just get what you see here. You get the flashlight, you get a lanyard. It doesn't come with a battery. I'm not sure Simon has a link to a version with the battery now, but as of today's recording, he's only got the listing just with the flashlight itself. But 18650 cells are very easy to come by. Here's a little size comparison of the C8 Plus with a few other Convoy flashlights that I own. So this one here to the left is the M21F. It's almost the same size, except the C8 Plus has a larger head, as you can see here. You've got the Convoy M21B here to the left and the Convoy L21B. So really you're looking at the C8. If you're wanting something that has a large reflector, it throws further than, say, the Convoy M21B. But, you don't want something like this one here, like the L21B, that's just got a really large head. That's no way you're really going to be able to fit that in your pocket. That's something more for a holster or just in your backpack. This one here, you can probably fit it in the hoodie pocket. In your jeans pocket, you're going to struggle. The head is just a bit too large. But yeah, bit of a size comparison anyway. Here's a little close-up of the C8 Plus, and really high quality machining and finish. I like this tan version as well. Looks a little bit different than the black. More interesting than the black that you get usually. And I mean, the finish and the machining, it's really quite good quality considering the price range. I mean, only thing is I did see here on the tail cap, just on the edge here, there's kind of like a little nick there, tiny little bits of the finish that aren't as smooth as I'd like it to be, but can't really complain for this price point. Like I said, the head of this flashlight is fairly large, but that is the trade-off if you want some extra throw. Overall, I just like that simple, elegant design. It's cutouts on the head as well, help with heat dissipation. There's even a crenulated bezel here, so you can tell when the light's switched on when your head's standing light. Potentially also use it to break a window if you need. So this version of the C8 Plus comes with 12 different modes you can select from. I've got a 5-mode selection that I've chosen. So basically it starts off at 0.1% of output, 1%, 10%, 35%, and then 100%. Okay, so it's definitely got quite a few different other modes in there as well. So even if you want this light to always start on 100%, there is an option there to basically select that. It's quite easy. You just have to turn on the flashlight, press that button 20 times, half press it 20 times, or just keep mashing the button until it starts flashing. You can get into the UI and change it. It's quite simple. If you just go into the Convoy website and you can follow the instructions there. There is also an option to turn off memory mode. So I use this basically when I want that light to always start in the first mode. So for example, there are modes that go from, say, 100%, 35%, 10. So it always starts on 100% anyway. But if I turn the light off and on really quickly, there's a chance that it might go to the 35% mode. So if I don't want that to happen, I can just basically turn off memory mode. So every time I turn the light on and off, doesn't matter how long you wait in between cycles, it's always going to start off in that first mode, and you have to half press to change modes. So that's good if mainly for tactical style use, but yeah, maybe some of you out there also might want to have that option. So I ran a bunch of ceiling bounce tests, and you can see here I started that light out on 100% and really amazing performance. I mean, if you check out the runtime graph, it goes all the way up to about 4 minutes of output on 100% before it starts to ramp down. Ramps down fairly sharp from like 4 to 6 minutes. And by the time you're at the 6 minute mark, you're basically just above the 40% output. Okay, so it does hold that for the rest of the test past the 14-minute mark, about 15 minutes. But again, 4 minutes or just over 4 minutes, as you can see here in the runtime graph, is really impressive on the 100% output. So here's another test that I ran on the 35% mode, and you can see here, ran the test for about 15 minutes, and the light fluctuated between 95 and 100%. Really good to see that with these lower middle sort of modes that you get some sustained output as well. Okay, so here are the throw tests. I ran these with my Opal Lightmaster Pro, and you can see here on 100%, I got 829 meters of throw. Really significant amount of throw considering the size of this LED as well. I mean, it's a little bit smaller than the SFT40, okay? But it does throw a little bit further than the SFT40 in the same host based on some previous reviews that I read. And you can see also the color rendering index between 66 and 70. No surprises there for a light that's mainly designed for visibility. And CCT basically range from 5,800 to 6,600 on 100%. So it does increase as you put more power through to the LED. The C8 Plus with the W5050SQ3 produces a really nice circular hotspot, intense hotspot. One thing I did notice was that up on a white wall, the edges of the hotspot have some minor artifacts, but they're not visible from 20 plus meters. Some considerations that you'll need to be aware of: there's no onboard charging on this flashlight, so that does come with a lot of the basic Convoy configurations out there. So you're going to need to buy an external charger. There's also no battery included with this particular version. I think Simon may add another listing that has a battery included. You can buy a battery separately though, or just use one of your own, as these 18650 cells are quite easy to come by. Another consideration: I ran some additional ceiling bounce tests and found that the W5050SQ3 produces approximately 2/3 the light from an SFT40 flashlight. So yeah, it was just a basic ceiling bounce test, and I ran another one as well with another light with the CUL PM1 TG emitter. I think that one's quite similar because it produces similar light, similar amounts of light, or even this emitter produces probably slightly less light than the PM1 emitter, just based on the figures that I got from this test. Third consideration is the size factor. So yeah, just remember it does have a larger head, so it's not really going to fit in your jeans pocket. If you've got a hoodie or maybe some larger pants or something like that, you're going to be fine. But yeah, this is something probably that you want to fit on your belt, on a holster, or in a backpack. Overall, I think this is a great value throwy flashlight. Based on previous reviews of this light with the SFT40, it also appears that this version throws a little further. The C8 Plus is a staple in the flashlight community, and it's easy to see why with the incredible value for price. I'll leave a link to the official Convoy store in the description if you want to get one. And you can basically get the light for the lowest price through that link. If you have any questions as well, just leave something down in the comments and I'll get back to you. If you also found my video helpful, do me a favor and click the like button, because it helps me to spread news of my channel around. It doesn't cost you a cent. And if you want to keep up to date with the newest flashlight reviews out there, make sure you subscribe. Okay, I've got the C8 Plus with the W5050SQ3. And this is on the lowest mode. You can just about see it there. Tiny little spot here on the ground. 0.1%. Large reflector, just really doing a great job. Not much use though. 1%, 1% now. And impressively, this thing is tinting the trees out the back, even. Tiny little hot spot out in the back. Difficult to see on camera. Okay, 10%. Look at that. Now this is incredible. And I just love how clean that hotspot is as well. Good amount of spill in the foreground, but nothing to the peripherals. These smooth reflectors, when you pair it with a Throwy LED like this, they don't really produce much throw to the peripherals, just pretty much ahead of you, a small kind of cone like that, okay? 35%. Wow. Incredible. Look at that. This has got to be one of my new favorite LEDs. And I wonder if Simon will actually put this in some smaller hosts as well, because the beam quality is just, I mean, it's just incredible. Some people, I think, find it a bit green on the lower modes. I do have red-green color blindness though, but to me this looks more or less white. 100%. Wow. That's just lighting up the bottom of those trees like with ease. I'm a little bit shaky today. There's mosquitoes all around. I'm getting bitten. Forgotten to bring some bug repellent, and I'm trying to hold it as steady as I can. And the great thing about this light as well is that it takes ages to actually step down. How about up close? Oh, easy, look at that. It's blowing out the camera. Is that on the ground? Something there on the ground. Let's go for a bit of a walk.